Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to review my process discovery analysis. In this presentation, I will summarize the current delivery process, discuss the key findings from the discovery session, identify information gaps, and present recommendations for process improvements along with opportunities for automation and artificial intelligence. Based on the discovery conversation with Michelle Reynolds, the consulting firm follows a client engagement process that begins with lead generation and continues through project delivery and billing. The primary objective of this process is to deliver consulting services efficiently while maintaining consistency across projects. However, the discovery session highlighted that although an intended workflow exists, actual execution varies between consultants, creating operational challenges as the firm grows. The process begins when a prospective client reaches out through referrals, LinkedIn, or the company website. Either Michelle or another consultant conducts an initial discovery call to understand the client's requirements. One important observation is that leads are not always entered in HubSpot. Referral based opportunities may bypass the CRM entirely when the team wants to move quickly. This creates inconsistent sales records and reduces visibility into the overall pipeline. Following the discovery call, the consultant determines whether the opportunity is a good fit. If the engagement appears suitable, a proposal is prepared. Michelle usually creates proposals, although senior consultants sometimes prepare their own versions. While the overall format is similar, there is no standardized approach leading to variation in presentation and documentation. After the proposal is sent, the client may approve it, request revisions, or decide not to proceed. When revisions are requested, the proposal is substituted and resubmitted. Once the proposal is accepted, the client signs an agreement and quick-off meeting is scheduled. The intended onboarding process then moves to project setup. The project manager creates a new project in Asana and establishes shared folders for documentation. However, the discovery session revealed an important exception. Consultants occasionally begin working before project setup is complete because clients want work to start immediately. While this improves responsiveness, it introduces documentation gaps and inconsistent project records. Task assignment is generally managed by the project manager using consultant availability and expertise. Capacity is tracked using a spreadsheet rather than a formal resource planning solution. Michelle also mentioned that he sometimes assigns work directly for high priority clients, including other variation in the standard workflow. Project execution is primarily managed in Asana. Consultants are expected to update tasks every week. However, compliance is inconsistent. Some consultants maintain Asana regularly while others communicate progress through Slack or email instead. This results in fragmented project information and makes it difficult to obtain a reliable project status from a single source. Client communication also lacks standardization. Most clients receive weekly status meetings while others prefer reports or short calls. The communication method depends largely on client preference rather than a defined operating model. Billing follows one of two paths. Fixed fee projects are invoiced monthly. Hourly projects require consultants to submit time entries before accounting generate invoices. Michelle identified that late time submissions frequently delay billing, affecting operational efficiency and cash flow. After documenting the workflow, identified several information gaps that required clarification during future stakeholder discussions. The discovery session did not define the criteria used to determine whether it is considered a good fit or not. Proposal ownership and approval responsibilities require further clarification. The process for rejected proposals was not discussed. There was no explanation of contract approval, project closure activities, quality assurance, client feedback collection, escalation procedures, or document governance. These areas would need to be validated before proceeding a final operating procedure. Several assumptions were necessary while documenting the process. I assumed HubSpot is the primary CRM platform. Asana is the standard project management system. Accounting is managed internally and one project manager supports multiple engagements. These assumptions should be confirmed during the next discovery session before implementation decisions are made. For the follow-up session, I would ask questions around lead qualification criteria, ownership of proposal templates, governance of HubSpot data, enforcement of weekly Asana updates, ownership of the resource planning spreadsheets, project closure activities, billing records, quality assurance reviews, and client satisfaction measurement. Clarifying these topics will ensure the documented workflow actually accurately reflects the business operations. The discovery session also highlighted several operational challenges. The most significant issue is the lack of inconsistency across doc consultants. Information is distributed across Asana, Google Drive, Slack, email, and spreadsheets instead of a single source of truth. CRM usage is inconsistent. Proposal creation differs between consultants. Project setup does not always occur before work begins. Resource planning is manual. Project status reporting depends on individual behavior rather than standardized governance. late timesheets, delay invoicing, and Michelle remains heavily involved in several operational decisions, creating scalability risks. To improve operations, I recommend several priority actions. First, require every lead to be recorded in HubSpot regardless of its source. Second, implement standardized proposal templates and documented discovery guidelines. Third, require project setup before work begins except through an approved exception process. Fourth, establish a single documented repository with consistent folder structure and naming conventions. Fifth, standardize weekly reporting with Asana and reduce dependence on Slack and email for official project updates. Finally, define project closure activities including client sign-off, lessons learned, and documentation archiving. Artificial intelligence and automation can significantly improve this delivery process. Automated CRM can ensure every lead is captured. AI can generate proposal directly from discovery meeting notes while maintaining a consistent structure. Workflow automation can automatically create Asana projects and share folders immediately after contract signing. AI-generated weekly project reports can reduce manual reporting effort and improve communication consistency. Automated reminders for consultants can improve timesheet compliance and reduce billing delays. AI can also analyze project data to identify delivery risk, overdue tasks, reduce constraints, and documentation gaps before they become operational issues. Overall, this discovery session demonstrates the firm also has a logical client delivery process. The primary challenge is not the absence of a process, but the inconsistent execution of the process across different consultants. By introducing standardized workflows, stronger governance, automation, and AI-assisted operations, the firm can improve consistency, increase operational visibility, reduce administrative effort, and allow consultants to spend some more time delivering value to clients. Thank you for your time. That concludes my presentation.